Good afternoon, everyone. All right, welcome. Yes. Um, Welcome to the virtual book launch summit for my actual fifth book. The book is called The Book of Launch Strategies: How to Use Webinars in every product launch. So I am so excited to be here with you all. We are going to spend some time together. Um, if this is the first time that you are hearing the sound of my voice, please let me introduce myself. My name is DeKesha Williams, the webinar queen, and I have been on this journey for about 10 years. It didn't start that way, okay? It actually started, imagine me riding up 95 North. I'm an East Coast girl, and my heart starts to beat fast, and I really feel like I cannot breathe. And so I had to pull over to gather myself to get myself together. Now at this time I'm afraid, I'm like nervous, like literally I'm on the side of the highway. And so fast forward 5 years. I did this for 5 years until I realized when I went to the doctor I was dealing with anxiety and panic attack disorder. And it all derived from an accident in 2007. And so that led me to take a leave of absence from my job in, oh boy, 2011. I was a district manager over 13 locations over 5 states. Now, imagine if I'm getting pulled over, if I have to pull over, imagine me trying to go to different locations um, to visit my stores. So, anyway, fast forward, I am like 5 years down the road, realizing, hey, I'm dealing with panic attack disorder, and I realized that I'm not able to fulfill this job and this role anymore. And so I went on leave of absence. August 24th, 2011, I went on leave of absence. I'm still on leave of absence. Hashtag, and you can put that in the comments wherever you are watching us. Hashtag longest leave ever. And so fast forward, now I have no job. I'm raising two kids. They're on the way to school, and I don't have money to pay for back to school. Can you only imagine what that conversation is going to look like? Me having to tell my kids, oh, I can't buy you a book bag. I can't get you pens and pencils. Um, but come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm a fighter. I don't give up that easily. And that's literally how I ended up working with a team where my sole responsibility was to help them generate $100,000 using webinars in their business. Let me say that again. My sole responsibility to help entrepreneurs to generate $100,000 in their business, but I wasn't generating $100,000 in my business. So the way that my level of integrity is set up is, I was like, all right, well, I got to make sure that this works. Like, I have to get out here and I have to do this to make sure that it works for me. It's just the way that I can't be out here teaching somebody something that I don't know. I'm speaking for DeKesha only. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me. If you guys can comment in the chat, I believe. Okay. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. And you guys can hear me online. But anyway, so fast forward, we ended up doing 8 webinars. Yep. All right, I had to do my check. We ended up doing 8 webinars in 30 days. And if you've been in my space or you've heard me teach or train, you've heard me say, listen, the fastest way to cash is to do 8 webinars in 30 days. All right. And that's exactly what we did. I ended up generating $15,000 in commission from offering or selling somebody else's product. So can you imagine if I was able to keep 100% of that revenue? And that's exactly what I did. I decided that I was going to create my own program. I created the Webinar Success Blueprint in 2018. We did our very first launch and we generated over $10,000 in revenue. And I remember it like it was yesterday because I remember hanging out with my aunt at a concert on a Friday night. And at this time, again, this was like 2018. I'm broke, busted, and disgusted. Barely had $20 in my pocket, right? Now, mind you, I said we were hanging out on a Friday night. And so I didn't even have enough money to buy a glass of wine. All right. And so, but I remember I had emails that were set to go out to remind my audience that the cart closes tonight. And we were doing the like a 7 day launch, and the cart closed like on that Friday night. And all of a sudden my watch started going off, and I was using PayPal then. So it was the notification of PayPal received. And so it kept going off. And so people were signing up from the program because the cart was closing that day. Now imagine what your launch would look like if people were purchasing from your launch on cart closing day, even on cart opening day, right? And so that's why I wrote this book. This book that you see in front of me, the book of launch strategies, how to use webinars in every product launch, right? So here's kind of, let me tell you how we came about this particular book. And so I'm going to drop the link so that you can grab a copy, regardless of where you are tuning in from. Um, we're going to drop it. We're going to drop the link. All right. And so hopefully you guys will be able to see the link. Hey, that looks kind of good. I know it's kind of long, but it's in the chat, but I want to make sure it's on the screen too. But let me tell you why I wrote the book. Okay. So this book is 7 chapters, and um the book is 7 chapters. Sorry. I digress. And I have one, two, three, four, 5 of 8 strategies. 5 of 8 strategies. So let me tell you kind of where this idea came from. So I believe it was 2021. 2021, I taught 8 classes. And I taught 8 classes on launch strategies that I not only used in my business, but I also use these strategies for clients. So if you are tuning in on any platform, I want you to type launch in the chat. I just want to shout you out if you're here with us live. All right. So the first one that I can remember doing, of course, was webinars. Like Webinar Queen, doing webinars, 2018, 19, and 20. Then 2020, we started doing summits. And I mean like summits every quarter. And again, this is when the pandemic hit, so more people were at home. We could have anywhere from 800 people register on a summit. And that's where we started using the appointment strategy. And that the appointment strategy is actually in this book. So how to generate 10 a minimum of $10,000 using appointments. Some people have a high ticket offer and they still like to run appointments. All right. So you still have to have a conversation to sell the products, services that you offer in your business. So running appointments can be very, very, very beneficial. But the appointments for me came from summits, to be quite honest with you. When we would do our summits, can't tell you all the secrets, but in the book, we explain how we generated well over 100 appointments when we hosted summits. All right. So, what we ended up doing was I literally booked my calendar out where I could easily have 8 to 10 appointments a day. I don't do it anymore. Um, well, I don't have that many anymore. What I've done now is I don't take more than 5 appointments per day that are sales appointments because we have to take in consideration any client appointments and any, company meetings and things like that. So the most that I will do is five. And right now I don't have a sales team. It's just me that's doing the actual closing conversations. But anyway, so the appointment process, the appointment launch strategy, all came from hosting summits. Now I know summits have changed a little bit since 2021, 22, where like I call this a summit and I'm the only one facilitating, I'm the only one that is having the conversations, right? And that's cool. Now, some people still do their events where the summits have multiple speakers. So when you hear me say summit, I am normally talking about an event that has multiple speakers on it. Okay. Um, so that was one. So we started, and now we have a whole chapter on hosting summits in your business. So if that's something that you want to host a summit and you want to, um, close clients into your high ticket program. Summers are a cool thing. We generated over 3,500 leads collectively just using um, summits and the appointments in our launch mechanism. What's the other one? Oh, challenges. Like I was sharing with you guys earlier. So challenges was one of the number one ways that I launched. And a lot of people are still doing challenges. So when we did our first five-figure launch, it was actually a challenge. We did a 5-day webinar challenge. And so one of the things that I break down in the book, because that challenges are day number two, chapter number two. But one of the things I break down is how to organize your entire challenge. And that's what I love about the book is because it's not just oh, let me give you some ideas. Let me tell you about, how we did it. No, we actually give you, um, like the essential assets that you will need in order to do your launch. So, for example, on page 35, essential assets for your challenge. To run a successful challenge, you'll need several key assets. And I literally explain to you what those assets are for you to have a profitable summit or a profitable challenge. Um, yeah. So it's like 2 pages, 2.5 pages worth of assets that anyone would need if you wanted to host a challenge, right? Um, oh, also how to market. So there's a section in each one of these breakdowns on how to market each one of these launch strategies. It's bananas. Like it's this is probably one of the best that I have I've written. This is my fifth book. My very, very first book, 2019, was how to generate 40 ways to generate revenue in your business. It's still sitting up on my little book. So excited. So yeah, so that was book number one. This is book number five. So you can also see the growth in the journey as well. So again, it's 7 chapters. And what I wanted to do was share each strategy that generated a minimum of $10,000 in my business and my client's business. And what I ended up doing was breaking down every single challenge, um, or every single launch, sorry, and we put it in a book. So those of you who take advantage of this opportunity to get a copy of the book, and like I said, we'll drop the link below the video wherever you are watching. You'll get the opportunity to read and implement. Notice I said read and implement in your business as well. Um, this process has taught me a lot about launching. And one of the things that we will be doing is we will be doing a special masterclass. It's a 90-minute masterclass where I'm going to break down one of the launch mechanisms. And so we are going to spend 90 minutes breaking down how to use workshops in your business in order to generate multiple five-figure month launches. So I think we overcomplicate a simplistic process. We overcomplicate a simplistic process. And so um we have a special link. So we'll be sending out registration information if you want to get access. If you do join today while we are here doing our book launch, it is a special discounted rate. The price will go up after today. So for those that got had an opportunity already to purchase their book, you guys get the opportunity to get the special price. Otherwise, um, everybody else gets the increased price. Sorry. And it's the benefit of being in the tribe. That's the benefit of getting your copy of the book. But that goes back to, what this taught me about launching. And one of the things that I see in the entrepreneurial space is that we don't launch enough. And you have to think about when I wrote this book was written, this book was written this year, but the content is based off of techniques that I have done over the last 7 or 8 years. Okay. And so back in 2018, I was launching every quarter. Every quarter. Just imagine that. And I want you to ask yourself, if you are watching this or watching the replay, how often do you launch? How often do you launch? Now, what do I mean by launch? How often are you having a conversion event? Now, that means a conversion event means that you are inviting people to come and work with you. How often do you find yourself doing that? If you don't find yourself doing that every month, we need to have a conversation, because that is probably one of the number one reasons why you're not hitting your revenue goal in your business. You are not having enough conversations where you're inviting people to work with you. That's one of the first things that this process has taught me is I went from launching every quarter to launching every month. And in 2025, we have launched every month using the workshop model. And I meant to calculate it before today, but I know it's been well over 150,000 just from the launches alone. And so now we're moving into launching every single week. Something new, never done it before. Do it afraid. It's all good. We got this. But so I went from launching every quarter, 2018, to 2025 launching every month. And as we end out the year, launching every single week. So that's the number one lesson that just this process has taught me, is that you need to launch faster. Um, but the other thing that I want you to understand as you read the book and as you are on the journey to enrolling more clients into your signature product is that there's a process that you have to take your clients on. Okay. And when I say that, I mean like you have to be able to take them through awareness, consideration, and conversion. So on page 28, I talk about what we call the buyer's journey. So what are you doing in your business to create awareness? What are you doing so people know that you exist? What are you doing so that people are having the opportunity to raise their hand to say, hey, DeKesha, I'm interested in you helping me enroll more clients into my signature program, right? So that's one of the things that we've been doing. We've been making sure that our messaging is tight so that people are raising our hand. So we have several people that are on our list that may have a signature offer, they may not have a signature offer, but they are not crystal clear on how to consistently enroll clients into their signature program every single month, right? So that's what the buyer's journey talks about, because a lot of times what we see is that entrepreneurs are just out here saying, hey, come work with me. But you're not building the relationship. You're not giving value to your audience to even make them want to even, build a relationship with you. Even what are you doing to even show people that you are the expert in your field? I know, I know. I'm throwing a lot at you. I know, I get it, and I'm not sorry. But somebody under the sound of my voice needs to hear this. All right. And if that's you, I want you to comment me. Okay. Because somebody needs to hear this. So, what else did I wanted to tell you guys about? Page 28 is the buyer's journey. Um, Page 35, I was telling you earlier for those of you are that weren't here earlier. Page 35 talks about the essential assets needed specifically for a challenge. But then we have to go to I think it's like chapter 5. Yeah. So chapter 5 talks about the 8 webinars. Now, if you've ever read like Russell Brunson tells you how many times did he tell you to do a webinar? Do y'all remember? Russell Brunson tells you to do a webinar 52 times, the exact same webinar. 52 times. And my clients are out here doing the same webinar 8 times in 1 month. All right, eight times in 1 month, and I love it. And so, one of our clients, I was having a call with one of our clients yesterday, and I said, "Well, what's the difference that you see?" And she was like, "Well, we get more people." She was like, "We definitely are getting more people signing up, more frequently, which is it's a great thing." And so she's already making $100,000. We're taking her business to $500,000. And so we met yesterday, and for her, it's all about optimizing what she already has in place. When we came back from our 2-day intensive in Richmond, Virginia, I literally gave her a process, not only to upsell current clients, but to offer to previous clients. She came back and had like 22 people on a webinar, made $12,000, right? So again, 5K launches. It's all about 5K launches, all right? Multiple 5K launches is what this book is for. So if you do not have your copy, the link is somewhere above this video, below this video. If you can't find it on the video, be sure to reach out to me. You can find me on the Webinar Queen on pretty much any platform. But yeah, definitely send me a friend request, make a connection, shoot me a message. You can shoot me an email. I don't care. And say, hey, you know what? I saw your live. Um, grabbed a copy of your book, and I can't wait to hear from the people that actually read the book and implement. Because this is not it probably should have a workbook to come with it. It's coming. And it's because this is not just your average hey, I wrote a book. It's not your average book. Like it tells you your implementation timeline. So it gives you a timeline of and this is the 8 webinar strategy, right? So I'm literally looking at um step by step. Week 1, the foundation, what technology are you using? How to follow up, the follow-up system, how to scale, how to convert attendees into clients, like common mistakes to avoid. So when I say that this is not your typical book that you see. All right, hold on, let me see. All right, hey Dr. Lena, look, I'm just actually getting a chance to see the comments that are here on Facebook. So, hey, Crystal. I'm sorry, y'all. I was literally, um, I didn't even get to see you guys' comments. But yeah, so is it Tamara? Tamara has got her copy of her book. Dr. Lena got her copy of the book. She actually want a copy of the hardcover. This, what you see, is the paperback version of. I know Dr. Lena's gonna love that workbook. So yes, if you haven't, I think Reggie has his book as well. So they will all. We're gonna start mailing them all out on if I don't get them out tomorrow, it'll be first thing. Well, no, they probably could go out tomorrow. So all paperback versions will go out tomorrow. Um, so what else do we do in this book? So I give you the challenge. I give you um the workshop. And Crystal, yours is going out tomorrow. So like I said, on September the 9th, we are doing a very special training where we have several people that want to learn how to do workshops like we've been doing all year. So, which is chapter 4. So on September the 9th, we're doing a special training. It's a 90-minute masterclass where I'm going to break down how we have been doing our 2-day workshops and generating multiple five-figure launches from every single one of these workshops. And we're going to be teaching that for 90 minutes so that you too can actually have set yourself up for you to have your multiple five-figure launch. And I mean, honest truth be told, these strategies can be for those individuals that have an idea of what their offer is. What I've realized is a lot of people aren't they're not solid on what that offer is, but they do have an idea. Now, if you still working that idea out, that's a whole nother conversation. But if you like, you know what, I got this program had been converting, or I got this program that I want to launch. I know what the modules are. I just don't know how to get people excited about it. Right. I think the workshop will be perfect for you. And so, we're going to put the link out there. We're going to send out some emails for you guys to get registered. It's going to be a small, intimate class. Everything I do is intimate to give you the opportunity to ask questions, to give you opportunity to ask questions. So yeah, I won't be on here long, but I thank you guys that are here with me again. If you have not had the opportunity to get your copy, this is probably one of the best books that I have written in the last 6 years, because 2019 was the yep, was my first book that launched, the 40 ways to generate revenue. um what else I was going to say? I drew a blank. Anyway, so hopefully you guys can catch the replay. If you are watching on any platform and you're catching the replay, do me a favor and type hashtag replay. And here is why I want you to do that, because I want to know when people are actually watching the replay. All right. So I literally can't wait for you guys to start launching. Like, don't be a stranger. Let me know when you're launching because I want to see it happen. I'm actually, once I log off here, I'm going to start printing out my labels. All right. And I'm going to be putting these bad boys in the mail. So y'all should be getting some emails saying that your order is shipping. All right. So listen, again, share this out. Think about your business bestie. Who do you talk to every day about business? If they haven't gotten their copy, you need to go ahead and tell them, listen, we finna launch. We finna launch in the next 6 months. And this book right here is going to help us launch. All right. So my name is DeKesha Williams, your webinar strategist. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'll see you guys on the next time.